large. Margaret is a registered social worker with over 17 years of experience working with one of the leading social service agencies as a program manager. She has led the development of many programs, including community connections for newcomers and a violence prevention program for women. Margaret leads a youth support program in Nigeria and sits on the advisory council of Nation, an employment-funded program for newcomer women, among various other boards and advisory councils. So please let us welcome
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Wenzel, and thank you for the team that's put all this together. I really appreciate you having me here as one of the panel. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I want to start. I know the two speakers before me talked in the area of leadership, but I'm going to be delving in the area of the people that we are leading. I want to also believe that everybody sitting here, except the children, are in different positions of leadership. So you already know who you are as a leader and what you're doing as a leader. So, the team, how faith and cultural community-based organizations can best build relationships and advocate for our collective faith, freedom, and families with the public sector. I also want to thank Rema Home Care. I think your information today, because sitting down there and hearing the information about the information that we provide for the young ones, I think it really fits in the context of today's event. So thank you. I'll be connecting with you after, because I think we have to work together. So also in that spirit of collaboration. So we chose about during the COVID, and I think also in the introduction that was given of Dr. Danson, how the church, his group, how they took all the refugees, the newcomers, and all the support that they provided to the newcomers. And then you're looking at this council. This is religious and cultural council. So this is a council that we are bringing to religion and culture. I am here not as I work with Rex Women's Center as a program manager and a registered social worker, but I'm not here as representative of the agency that I work. I am here as the leader of the Nigerian community or the Nigerian Association. So if you bring that to the context of this event, what do we do? How do we collaborate in supporting the people under our leadership? So when in the introduction they talked about all the people that they helped during COVID, and more people are coming. And when he was speaking as well, he talked about the pressing issues that people are facing, which is housing, especially the newcomers. So this is my point, or this is my take. Sorry, I couldn't print it out, so I have it in my phone. So first we have to know and be aware of the available resources that are here that are there for our community, and ways to assess them. I will share more about my area of service, which is settlement. We have newcomers coming to the country. My area of social work practice is settlement for newcomers. And then apart from settlement, I'll do also manage the parenting program. Newcomers coming into the country, they don't know how to raise their kids here effectively, because people come from different cultures, and different understanding and different ways of raising their kids. And a lot of them get into trouble when they come here and raising their kids the way they know how to. They get into trouble, some of them end up, their kids taken from them. So there's a lot of serious issues when parents or families come newly to this country. So we provide parenting program, and then also violence prevention program for women, because a lot of different cultures coming into the country. They don't understand how things are done here. We have a different mindset or different policies regarding putting your hands to yourself and not putting it on another person, another that the woman, especially, patriarchy in society, believe that the woman is their property, they have the right to do whatever they want to do on their woman. I married a woman, so I can treat her anyhow I want, not acceptable here in Canada. So we provide resources, information, awareness to the women about their rights, the rights of their children, the rights that they have in this community, in this society, that the resources of information and the protection that are there for them, when they are going through such situations. Then we have people that come from different, communities as well, that English is not their first language. Even me, coming from Nigeria, with my university degree from Nigeria, when I came here, this is my 23 years being in Canada. When I came here, and Nigeria is a former British colony, so the way we speak is the British way of speaking. And I know I work a lot with South Asians, and I know some of them are also former British colony. So when we come here and we speak the English that we were brought up with, Canadians are like, what are you talking about? And it's English, my favorite example is always the word toilet. And then, what is the toilet? You come and you see somebody, what are you talking about? It's not, even though toilet is an English word, but that's not what is used here in this part of the world, is washroom. Okay. So those are the first cultural shock that newcomers face when they come here. So we provide, English conversation circles to help people. When I used to manage that program, I used to tell them that no matter how educated that you are from wherever you're coming from, when you get to a new country, you must humble yourself to learn how they do things, or else you're going to get yourself into trouble. Into trouble. So we have programs for seniors, we have programs for youth, and we have programs for children. So we also have partnership and collaboration with other service providers like the Rexdale Community Health Center. That is my catchment area anyways. The Rexdale Community Legal Clinic. People come here, especially people that don't have their documents yet and they're not able to access the health, services. The Prophet talks about, the most challenging, issue that we have. So we have the Community Health Center where anyone, in case you don't know, and as a leader, if somebody comes to you with that documentation and they need to see doctor, they have health issues, just check for community health centers. They are scattered all over the city and they are for free. And they can access that, because if they go to a doctor, they have to pay to be seen by a doctor. And then we have the community legal clinic as well. For those that are having legal issues, they can just Google as a leader and they come to you. Just Google legal community legal clinics. They are for free. They provide certain level of free services to people that don't have the means or the resources, financial resources, to afford them. And other notable agencies to ensure that everyone gets the support that they need. Now, how can we forge ahead by as leaders? So we first have to know all these resources, and then my brother here actually talked about not being envious of others. I think that is the biggest challenge that we have. Is not just peculiar to my association, the Nigerian community. I think it's also it happens everywhere in different communities. People just don't want to follow the right path or the right channel. If I was reading a book, somebody was saying that, let me break it down a little bit to this, to the context of today's event. Somebody was saying that when you measure people's successes, or when we measure successes in general, we measure the successes individually by individual base. How much community-based success do we bring out and measure? I will bring it down a little bit. I'll bring it home a little bit. I'm from Nigeria, so please pardon me to use Nigeria as my example. Pardon me to use Nigeria as my example. So, as the president of the Nigerian Canadian Association, so we have a lot of successful Nigerians here in Canada. but they are successful in their individual, in their own way of doing things with their family. They are not successful as a community, let's say Nigerian community. How do you move from being individually successful to bringing it to community success? Because, for those of you that are politicians, you say there's power in number, right? It's when it's community success. That is when you talk the power that people will listen to you, because there's power in number. So if I, as an individual, as a person, I'm successful, I'm rich, I'm a millionaire, I have everything, there's a limit, except I have those connections, direct connections to the power that be, and those connections I use for my own personal benefit. How do we move it from being individual success to community success? The Nigerian community. How do we bring these individual successful men and women and make it into a collective Nigerian community success? How? Do we have a Nigerian home, a Nigerian center where we say, okay, this is Nigerian house? I know other communities are trying to have that. They are trying to get to that point. Do we have a Nigerian house? Do we have a Nigerian? I also know that there are some, you can get some doctors, some medical doctors that are from Nigeria. I'm just using all these as examples, okay? Medical doctors from Nigeria come together to say Nigerian Medical Canadian, whatever name they call Nigerian Medical Canadian Doctors Association. They support Nigerians that are here, and any other person that wants to take avail themselves of that support that they have, but they're doing it for free because they are trying to meet that gap, cover that gap that the prophet talks about in the area of